Have you ever just stopped, looked around, and wondered why your life is structured the exact way that it is? Well, today we're diving right into this explainer to confront a hidden force in our everyday lives. We're gonna explore a truly fascinating concept straight from our source material that frames our relationship with money in a completely new light. We're mapping out what is known as the silent architecture of financial influence.
So, who is really making your choices? I mean, it seems like a pretty simple question with an obvious answer, right? You are. You woke up today, you chose what to wear, you picked out what to eat, and you're going to choose how to spend your time. But what if there's this invisible hand resting gently on the steering wheel of your life? Our source material posits this slightly chilling but deeply intriguing reality. Money controls your mind without you even knowing it. It's a silent, unseen architect drawing up the exact plans for your daily existence. And today, we are going to inspect those very plans. To break this all down, we're going to look at 5 key areas: the blueprint, designing decisions, emotional foundations, constructing lifestyle, and finally, taking back the blueprint.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the blueprint of financial influence.
The silent architecture is defined as the hidden framework where money controls your mind without you knowing. Now, I want you to really focus on that last part, without you knowing. We're not talking about those super obvious financial choices here. It's not like looking at your bank account and suddenly realizing you can't afford a brand new sports car. That's a conscious limit. The silent architecture operates entirely undetected, right in the background. It's the subtle, completely unnoticed way that financial dynamics establish the actual boundaries of your reality, way before you ever consciously perceive them. Our source states this massive, invisible reality perfectly. Money controls your mind without you knowing. Think about it. Money is basically a silent partner whispering in your ear day in and day out. It doesn't yell at you. It doesn't send you a memo. It operates purely in the shadows of your cognition. And the thing is, if you're completely unaware of it, you can't exactly push back against it, can you? This idea is the absolute foundational thesis of our entire explainer today. The realization that financial influence isn't just some external force acting on our wallets, it's a deeply internal force acting on our mental operating system. Moving right along to Section 2, designing decisions and that unseen influence. Let's be honest, we all love to operate under the illusion of conscious choice. We really believe we're these completely autonomous actors making independent selections. But in reality, we're heavily governed by financial influence. When you choose a specific brand of coffee, or decide whether to take a cab instead of the subway, or even pick which hobbies to pursue on the weekend, you feel like you're exercising absolute free will. But our source materials suggest that this autonomy is in a lot of ways just an illusion. Those choices were already pre-filtered and pre-designed for you by the silent architecture long before they ever reached your conscious mind. So, the absolutely crucial point here is that our decisions aren't entirely our own. They are heavily designed by this silent financial architect. It's kind of like walking down a massive hallway with a bunch of different doors. You think you're choosing which door to open, but financial influence has already subtly locked certain doors, maybe brightly painted others to catch your eye, and subtly shifted the floorboards to tilt you toward a very specific path. It steers you so gently that you genuinely believe it was your idea all along. This subtle steering mechanism, that is the first active layer of the architecture at work. Next up, Section 3, emotional foundations and the unseen weights we carry. See, money doesn't just quietly dictate what we buy or what we do. As our source points out, it actually dictates how we feel. Money bears a super heavy, unseen emotional weight on our psyche. It's deeply intertwined with our fundamental feelings of security, self-worth, anxiety, and even happiness. Even when you aren't actively thinking about swiping a credit card or making a purchase, the silent architecture is constantly managing your emotional equilibrium. If your financial foundation feels shaky, your entire emotional house starts to tremble, even if you can't immediately trace that sudden anxiety right back to your wallet. It's a heavy, subconscious weight. According to the source, these silent mechanisms basically operate in 3 distinct ways. First, they completely avoid conscious detection. I mean, you rarely blame a random bad mood on some abstract, overarching financial paradigm, right? Instead, you just feel stressed out. Second, they shape your baseline emotional states, basically dictating your daily level of comfort or panic. And third, they act as an invisible psychological framework, quietly boxing in your hopes and dreams based purely on a financial blueprint that you didn't even notice was there. Okay, moving into Section 4, constructing lifestyle, or as we can think of it, the facade.
Now, this all creates a sort of sequential cascade. It's a complete domino effect. Step 1, unseen financial influence enters your subconscious. Step 2, this fundamentally alters your daily decisions. And step 3, the culmination of all those subtly altered choices results in your constructed lifestyle. What you proudly look at and call your lifestyle, where you live, who you socialize with, what you do for fun, is actually just the end product of an architectural build completely managed by the silent influence of money.
I really want you to walk away with this singular, massive realization. Your entire way of living is constructed by this silent influence. We all naturally tend to view our lifestyle as this pure reflection of our unique personality and our individual tastes. But our source material completely challenges us to see it as a structure built by financial influence. If money has been silently controlling your decisions and shaping your emotional foundations for years, then the very lifestyle you consider to be your core personal identity is actually a meticulously crafted financial construct. It is a really profound perspective shift. And finally, Section 5, taking back the blueprint so we can actually regain control. Recognizing that this architecture even exists is the very first absolutely crucial step to seeing how money influences your decisions, your emotions, and your lifestyle. Think about it. You literally cannot remodel a house if you don't know where the load-bearing walls are. By pulling together the core takeaways of our source material, that money impacts our decisions, deeply anchors our emotions, and completely constructs our lifestyle, we finally gain the ability to inspect the blueprint for ourselves. Awareness is what turns the invisible visible. It takes that silent partner constantly whispering in your ear and drags them right out into the daylight where you can finally interrogate them. So, we are right back where we started, but hopefully with a completely new level of awareness. Who is really in control? Is it you, or is it the silent architecture? The next time you make a major decision, feel a sudden wave of anxiety, or just look around at the lifestyle you've built, ask yourself, am I holding the pen, or has money been drafting the plans all along?